Make sure I'm live here. Mic check, mic check. Y'all put a 1 in the chat as you come in if my microphone sounds okay. And if my connection is okay. Hold on, let me check, make sure my connection is First and foremost, give all praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the son of Hamashiach, who some know as Yahweh. Okay, make sure we got some know as Yahweh, Yeshua, Yehoshua. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Wanted to just do like a Q&A. Just wanted to see if my internet is gonna hold up. With doing some lives, man. I'm messing with Verizon. And it does look a little shaky right now. Not even gonna flex. It looks a little shaky. But while we here, do a little Q&A. I'll put the link out if anybody has any questions or anything. I'll be here for a little minute. And you can come in and ask your questions. Copy. And we could talk briefly on the situation that happened with this dude, Preston, this brother named Preston Perry. He has a wife that is also in ministry, and they're kind of an influential group, an influential pair, you know, within Christian ministry. I think the wife actually raps. I don't know if he does music, but he probably does music also. But he was in South Beach and he ran across our favorite Israelites, Sakari. And he has a clip that he clipped from Sakari. But you can go over to Eleazar Chief Dome. You can go to Eleazar's page, Chief Priest, and he has the whole clip up there. But he clipped only what he wanted to clip when he, you know, thought he was doing, you know, pretty good and controlling the conversation. He clipped a part from that dialogue about him teaching them the gospel. But this initial clip, fair use, this initial clip I clipped from a few months ago. I seen him talking on this, having this interview on this large Christian panel, talking about him first encountering Israelites. And I think because this kind of went a little good for him and got his name out there a little bit, this interview, I think he tried to run up on some again. I think he was like, oh, well, let me do it. Let me actually do it and get it on film. Shalom, King Kid, shalom. And we doing Q&A also. So anybody that has any, especially if you was in the comments and you know, we had some back and forths, you know, here's a time for you can come up here and you can discuss it, because I know, you know, that going back and forth, sometimes I don't see the comments. Sometimes the comments, it be on so many different threads that I can't keep up with them. Once I comment once or twice, man, it may be, it's not that I don't see your comment, it's that I don't see your comment. So y'all could just you can hit the link, man. Everybody welcome to hit the link, and you know, we can dialogue on some things, you know what I'm saying, and you know, try to rightly divide that thing. But yeah, I got this interview, and again, shalom, King Kid. I got this interview from another site. I forget the brother's name, but we'll watch this and then you'll kind of see how he kind of eased in and end up with this encounter with Sakari.
And that was the first time I actually engaged with like a big group of Hebrew Israelites. He kept cutting me off, and so I will go to Romans 7, you know, about, you know, being married to the law, and we started talking about all these things. He kept cutting me off, and so then he was like, at the end of the day, he was like, this is what he told me. At the end of the day, you just want to defend white people. You probably go to some white church, yada yada yada. He said this man, he probably an Israelite, but he don't even know it yet, because, you know, you're a slave to the white man's teaching. And he started giving me all these hypotheticals. He said, hypothetically speaking, somebody your mom and beats her and does all this stuff like that, would you show love to her abuser? And I was like, well, if God told me to, oh, you full of bleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, if God commands me to love my enemies, which the scripture tells us to.
I mean, what do you think Jesus is doing on the cross?
Right?
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, let me ask you this. I said, can I give you a hypothetical? He's like, sure, but it has to be rational. I said, yeah, we're having a rational conversation. Let me give you. I said, hypothetically speaking, I said, if you take everything that the white man has done out of the history of humanity and out of the history of this country, do you still have a religion?
Whoa.
He was,
and that was a question. That was a decent question. And he's trying to imply that our ideology, our theology is only based around fighting against racism, white supremacy.
it's like, what do you mean? I said, no. If you erase everything that the white man has done out of the history of this country, do you still have an enemy? It's like the only reason why you were able to exalt the so-called black man the way you have is because you've made the white man the devil, which is the Edomite. You call him the Edomite, right? And I was like, so if you really pay attention to it, you're more of a slave to the white man's teachings than I am. Because your religion was not built on what God has done, but your religion is based on what white people has done to black people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're actually still like you think that you're free, but you're a slave.
Yep.
You're a slave.
They're still living in your head rent free.
So, so he was like, yeah, you talking great. I said, no. I said,
and then you have incidents like what's going viral today. You're gonna have to speak about that. Like there ain't something that you can just shrub away. You know what I'm saying? With that sister being gunned down like that. Like that sounds good when you when you don't have these situations, but man, these things are happening current time. This is happening today. You're gonna have to do some kind of ministry. Somebody probably gonna be talking about it in their sermons on Sunday. And you can definitely see Israel, definitely talking about it. All the current classes are gonna be dealing with what happened with that sister. I haven't seen Ringo TV like currently. I think he's talking about it right now. But that was just, it was a hit. That's what it seemed like. It was just like it was a straight up hit. And when we have things like this happen, people want to know, why is this stuff going on? And a lot of times the church don't have the answers. A lot of times the church don't want to talk about it. Even though the church used to be the beacon. The church used to be like the stronghold for the civil rights movement, but now seems that been bled out of them. Especially with the current church the way it is now. Really, I say that, man, the black church really is totally effeminate, man. It's run by homosexuals. I believe a lot of them are homosexuals. And when I figure out a safe way to say that, the safe way to put these clips together, I'm gonna line a lot of them up, man. Like and it's me, but the what's that brother name over there at New Birth? Pastor Jamal Bryan and Michael Todds, and we see a lot of these pastors stepping down, like Tony Evans, and that. Well, I don't want y'all to know my sin, but I'm stepping down. Then another significant pastor stepped down. I don't want you to know my sin, but I'm stepping down. And again, we'll talk about these things throughout the week, man, once I get a little more information on it. But I think it's dealing with perverseness, man, and just, I think it's almost like a ritual that they have to go through that stuff, man. They have to do some of that LGBT type stuff.
Let's look at the evidence. I said all of you guys' signs doesn't even have the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus here. It's we're the lost children of Israel. The white man is the Edomite. The United States is lying to us for years. DNA tests are rigged by the United States government. It's like the gospel narrative is not even shown up on your post.
And he does have a point with that. I've never laid down a poster that had, Christ died for your sins. We do have a poster of Christ, but it's a poster. It's of the image, pretty much. Just showing that how it's been manipulated and how it's not the true image. We don't have the gospel message on the posters, and a lot of that's because too, a lot of us, we don't deal with the gospel. A lot of us deal with the gospel being that Luke, I want to say it's Luke 168. And we don't deal with the gospel that was being taught by the disciples and the apostles. And that's another thing we'll have to sit down and chop it up about. Like, what is the gospel? A lot of these dialogues we want to have amongst each other, we have to define these terms first. We can't even have these debates and dialogues and go back and forth if we don't define what the gospel is, define what salvation is. We have to define these things first. Sister Peaches from B Georgia, you don't need to know what they did as long as they made a sincere teshuvah or repentance to God. You right. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. What if you at church member? What if you that member? What if you been at Tony Evans' church for 30 years, tithing at that church for 30 years, and all of a sudden he just gone? And is it true repentance when the text tells us to confess our sins? Are we truly repentant if we slick hiding and we don't want the shame, maybe? But I do understand what you're saying. It really don't matter, especially to someone like me who hadn't gave Tony Evans $1. It definitely don't matter. But if these are men of God, you do need to know. Just like, what if it's pedophilia? What if he got into that? You don't think the church need to know that? I gave an example. I had a brother that came in that had a situation where he was on the list. We needed to know that as a body. We needed to know that the brother was on the list. And something in his spirit made him tell me that he was on there. I didn't have to ask him. He came to me, let me know, hey, this is the situation. But you don't want that in the body. And I get what you're saying, confess those things to God. And then how does people pray for you if you don't confess them? How do people pray for you? Then you got to give a testimony. Then with your testimony, well, I was addicted to porn, and the Lord delivered me. It can be inspirational to someone else, but I get what you're saying, sis. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. You or we don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in. We don't need to know. Nah, we don't. We don't have a heaven or hell, and it's not a judgment. We're not judging. But sometimes those can be examples. And if certain things are, sometimes we do have to make certain calls where we may have to put somebody outside of the body. We seen that in the epistles when Paul was talking about the man who slept with his father's wife. The young man, the son that slept with his father's wife. They end up putting them outside of the church. They end up restoring them later, but they end up bringing them back in. But sometimes you have to make those calls, man. A lot, like I'm telling you, in leadership, and that's why you need to pray for your leadership. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of counsel. There's a lot of things that you don't know what's going on in the body. It's a lot of things that people are dealing with that they have to explain to the body. But that's one thing. But you as a leader, you just gonna leave the flock, and I say it ain't nobody's business, and nobody can judge Tony Evans. He stepped down himself, or he may have a board there, but some people may feel different. That's all I'm saying. He ain't gotta give us no, and nobody's forcing them to say, hey, tell us what you did. Tell us, what I'm saying. But it does, you can endanger the flock if you don't know some of the things that people are dealing with within the flock. If you don't know, because you don't know people. If people just coming in on Saturday, on Shabbat, you don't really know them. You think you know them, you don't know them. You don't know people just coming in on Shabbat and you teaching with them on Shabbat. You don't know them. They on a different behavior, just like in church. People coming in every Sunday, you don't know them folks. They got a whole little different attitude. When they get outside of that thing, then they can be a whole nother person. And come back in and it's all kinds of foolishness going on. Or they done ran through all the women, or they done, or they committing adultery left and right. And those things end up coming out. Those things end up coming out, and those things come to that leader. Think about that also, that leader has heard everybody confessing to him. He done prayed over everybody and their problems and everything that they're going through. And again, that's why I say pray for leadership, because they go through things too. They dealing with the same flesh that you're dealing with. It brings me back to the story of Moses when the people was in the wilderness and they got the moaning and groaning about the things that they started reminiscing about the food and the cucumbers and the pots of Egypt. You don't think Moses was hungry? Moses was hungry too. Moses was hungry too. Moses' stomach was touching his back too. Moses was thirsty too. When folks was talking about they wanted that water, Moses wanted that water too. But he has to be that leader. He has to strive on, so forth. So, just being over about it, man, I understand. I know the dangers. I've been one of those people that even just let people come in and start teaching. And yeah, man, brother got fringes on. Man, you been in the truth how long? Man, you from the old one West School? Oh, man, come on in, man. He start going into all kinds of stuff, man. Start going into all kinds of stuff where, brothers in the body had to pull me to the side. I'm like, man, don't ever let that happen again. And I had to eat that. I said, you know what? You right, brother. You right. You just got to be mindful. You gotta protect the sheep. And sometimes protecting the sheep too is you falling into certain things and teaching them how not to fall into those things. And some of those be the most powerful lessons. Some of those be the most powerful lessons is, you understanding how you fell into that temptation and you displaying how you came out of it. But let me continue on here. Well, it's about the end here. And I'll show y'all the hold on, let me remove this. I'll show y'all the clip with them dealing with him dealing with Sakari.
You said what?
I'm with the Matthew, right?
You said I'm with the Matthew?
Yeah.
But that's after the fact. He spoke, but he's saying that.
Oh my God. Did you talk about Romans 7?
You said what?
Did you talk about Romans 7?
He asked me to talk about you.
No, you did not.
Romans 7. Okay.
I explained
Let's
Romans 7.
Go to verse 7.
I explained Romans 7, and you with the Matthew.
So like I said, he had a good interview. It got a lot of attention. Now, any chance he get, he want to roll up. And this is why I do so many lessons on just correcting some of the things, looking at some of the things. I'm not trying to tell you again. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to think. I just want you to think. I just want to just show you this, lay this out for you. And then you think about how you can get across, how you can get around it, or, you just prepared to give an answer when these situations come up. Sackcloth Anova says, I think a lot of the issues are the ass approach. I think a lot of the issues are the ass approach. I think a lot of the issues come from the ox energy. Are you meaning like when we're teaching out there and we kind of compassionate? And sometimes that, let me explain that. Let me explain why jokers be so and roo-rah. For one, we've had this culture of we gotta know everything, we gotta be the scholars and so forth. We don't want to get confounded. It is a little passion there, but it takes a certain level of discipline and a certain level of wisdom for you to let somebody just speak out what they got to speak out. Like for me, I can just open the panel up. I don't have to be, if you come up here and you show me something, all praises to Yah. I don't have to be sitting up here and be the scholar of the earth, because the more I sit, I'm learning, the more I realize that, you know what, man, I got a lot more stuff I need to learn. But had you caught me 5 years ago, you couldn't really tell me nothing. Really? You ain't gonna be able to tell me. You ain't gonna be able to sit down and tell me then. I was gonna run off them precepts on you. Wop, 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 wop. But you have that initial zeal, that initial fire. That's why I was talking about that Dunning-Kruger effect. That's just like all of us was running with the Terrence Howard and him saying 1 times 1. The 1 times 1 is 2. And we started looking like, man, you know what? Terrence Howard know what he talking about. Terrence Howard is a genius. We don't know where all we know Terrence Howard from is the black exploitation films, Iron Man. We didn't know him as some mathematician, some scholarly mathematician. And then if y'all seen when he got on the Joe Rogan podcast with this mathematician, he kind of humbled himself a little. He ended up getting humbled a little bit. And it was because he had a zeal. He had something that he knew. He had a little knowledge. Everything he wasn't saying was crazy, but he had a little knowledge, but that little bit puffed up. Knowledge puffeth up. So that initial knowledge, it puffeth us up. And we deem ourselves the scholars of the earth. And so when you're having this conversation with somebody, it does get a little, like I said, it takes discipline not to cut somebody off, because you want certain points, because in your mind you have a certain precept package. Oh, if they say love, I'm gonna say this, boom. If they say salvation, I'm gonna say, well, who's salvation for? I'm gonna hit them with this. And if they say, so certain keywords are gonna trigger, and you want to stop that person when they say certain things. And there is a little zeal, man. We have to, and like I say, it comes with discipline and humility. Humility. That's why we were saying the pride, the identity should be taught last, because the identity gives us a certain pride that we end up having to humble down from, instead of us having the humility first and then developing ourselves and then being taught the identity, which will give us a little more juice. Sackcloth for Anava. I was never in the camp, but I did pick up the same you wrong, I'm right vibe. Yeah, we do that. Like I said, it takes humility. It takes humility. That's all. At the end of the day, that's all this thing comes down to. When you got that mic in your hand, a lot of times, nobody knows what you know. Nobody on the street corner, nobody that's gonna walk up knows what you know. Everybody is lost. So there is a little passion, there is an initial zeal that comes with that, and then when you're getting challenged, the flesh gets involved, man. It's just, it's just that pride, that flesh gets riled up, and iron sharpen iron. When iron sharpen iron, there's gonna be sparks gonna fly. You can't bring them two swords together and think there ain't gonna be a few sparks. So if you see a brother that's just gonna let somebody just get their point out, and you gotta, them the people you gotta watch out for. Them the ones you gotta watch out for. If that brother is sitting there patiently, especially if you know you got a cut for something they about to say, you can sit there and just be like, you know what? Yeah, we're just waiting on you to finish, so I can bring this point out. That's gonna send you on the frenzy. Thawada. Thank you, Sackclaw. Appreciate it. It's not even the heritage. TBH, it's Moreso, the One West misunderstanding that's been mingled in with the truth. Con, I agree with that also. And we got a lot of unraveling to do. It takes a lot of unraveling to get that initial. If you got into that One West, and if you were taught it, and you like myself, it takes a lot of unraveling. That's why when I have conversation with people, I don't expect them to get it. I don't expect them to get it the first time or the second time. I expect them to get it maybe the third or fourth time to themselves. And then they come back to me and they start teaching me and say, man, listen, look what I found right here, man. This really don't say that. And then I say, you know what, man, brother got it. But I don't tell them, hey, man, that's what I was teaching you. I tried to tell you that 5-6 times. You just let them hit it, but they end up getting it. Or you may see them teaching it somewhere else. You'd be like, you know what? They end up getting it. But a lot of times it's not gonna be I see what you're saying. That's very rare. I have seen it. I just spoke with a brother was it last Shabbat? About a week ago though, that he kind of came in on his own. He had a lot of the more science on him. I ain't even want to try to unravel that. Like his kids ain't in school, and he Native American, he Moroccan more, but he believe he Israelite. He believe in it, and there's some things that I could give him, and he could just see it and be like, you know what, I see that. I never knew that. But that's very rare. That's very rare. Very, very, very rare. And so, don't get discouraged if you have that. Like even in the body now, we it's still things that we have to go through. It's still some doctrinal things that we have to come to an agreement on that we're working out. Everything ain't just, especially being I was in the midst of bringing us out, and then we end up merging with another group that was fully in, and then we tried to get them together and we're bringing them out, but it's just piece by piece. You just got to knock down block by block. It takes work. It takes work. It says listening to debates helped me open my mind to perspective and perception. Absolutely. You just have to be open-minded. You can't bring in presuppositions and pre-notions, and we all do that with the text. We all bring that stuff in, but you kind of have to not to do that, and just look at the text and look at for what it is, and get the original context of the verse or of the chapter before we spiritualize it. We need to make sure we understand it first. Understand what it's originally meant before we spiritualize. A lot of times we're listening to a lot of people out here that are not giving us the original meaning and just giving us the spiritual meaning of that and what it means in modern times, versus understanding what it meant back then to them at that time. And then when we fully know how to do that, we'll have the correct understanding on how to apply it spiritually, or to modernize the understanding. If that makes sense. He says, I left the Hebrew Israelite mission long ago when I met former One West members. I've met a few. I've met a few in my time. That were from the old school. It was definitely a brother. The brother I was talking about was actually the brother from this group called House of Wisdom. And they still teach. He still kind of got a kind of a large body, but a few two of the brothers from Prince of Power end up going over there. And they end up coming back, hey man, let me show you. It was already a little like, they were coming back. I don't know why they were coming back, but they popped back in and was kind of like, hey man, we pulling up, da 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 da. It was one of those situations, and hey man, but they wanted to get us. They wanted us to merge together, but they were still trying to do sacrifices and stuff like that, and in some priesthood. Seemed like it was a lot of Masonic things that were in there. Sick'em dog, shalom, brother.
Hey, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings, man, to you, man, your family, man, and to the listening audience, brother.
Grace and peace, brother. Grace and peace.
Yeah, brother. I was once there, man. Matter of fact, man, I had a Hebrew name and all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I met several brothers, man, that was from the former One West, man, dating all the way back to the 80s and the 90s, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man. Brother Sharala, brother Lahab. Lahab was one of the 7 heads of the original, One West and all that, bro. And brother Adiala, a couple more brothers, man, but I forgot their names, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I was once there, man. You know what I'm saying? I was, searching scriptures and all that. But, when I found out, man, about the splits and everything, bro, and even up to this very date, bro, I see all the debates that's going on, all the back and forth, all the arguing, man. Bro, I left it alone, bro. But that doesn't mean, man, that I left the Most High God. I never left him, bro. Never.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, man, just not dealing, with these camps. I'm not on here camp bashing or anything like that, bro. But what I've been witnessing, man, as far as the videos, man, I've shared your videos, bro. And yeah, no doubt, bro. And seeing what's going on with Sakari and a couple more other camps, and things like that. Go, even folk. I don't know if you're familiar with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, FOPE.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, man. So I've been witnessing things with that, bro. As far as them going back and forth with HOI.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Real talk, bro. So, so hey, man, I'm not really into that, man. I just be searching
brother. People, go ahead, Shalaki.
Yeah. No, Shalakia, bro. Go ahead, bro.
People be thinking I be messy, but no, man, it's really messy out here. It is really, really messy. I'm really mostly just dealing with doctrinal issues, but it's messy out here in Israel, man. And I even try to tell brothers like it's different than YouTube. YouTube can have you almost idolizing individuals and not realizing, man, they operating, they have that flesh on them. They can do some things that can, may discourage you or may disappoint you. Don't idolize YouTubers, man. Don't idolize men, period. But
right.
You need to be followers of Christ. Don't be,
period.
Oh man, and putting your. I remember one time. I made this little quick point, and I'll get right back to you. We had just
go
finished.
Ahead, go ahead. This your platform, bro. Go ahead, fam.
We had just finished the water. We had just finished. We had just wrapped up a camp, and we let brothers go to the store. I ended up getting out of the car, but I left the car running. We had the gas station. I ended up letting the car run because I had a coworker I used to work with at the bus stop, and I walked to the bus stop. and I was talking to him, and then I came back. I forgot I even left the car running, and brothers had came out, and they was like, "Man, we had thought you got beamed up, man." And that let me know it's like, you know, they thinking that if I'm on Phineas level, then I can make it. And it's like, man, I got struggles, I got stuff I'm dealing with too. Like, don't, you know, you need to be a follower of Christ. Don't, you know, I get it, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I appreciate you looking at me that way, but man, we gotta be followers of Christ and set our standards there. He's the standard.
Right.
Not no brothers, not no pastors, not, you know, that's the standard that you should be striving by. You should try to be better. Go ahead, Shalaki.
No, bro. No, man. No, brother. You know, this your platform, brother. You know, all due respect, man. And honor unto you, fam. Real talk, bro. And
Nah.
you know, bro. I mean, like, you know, like you said, man, that's the thing, man. You know, too many of us, man, we be putting these cats, man, on pedestals, bro. And you know, they human beings just like us, brother.
Right,
You know what I'm
correct.
saying? You know, they can fall, bro. They can make terrible decisions, you know, and choices, man, just like us, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because, man, they got a title, man, they go by Moshe and I'm the chief priest, you know, I'm pastor this, I'm elder this, and all that, bro. But hey, man, bro, what it all falls down to, brother, bro, they still human, man. You know, they can make a wrong choice, brother, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the next thing you know, it's on social media. You got what I'm saying? Because somebody found out about it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Right.
So that's why, man, it's dangerous, man. It's really dangerous, bro, to idolize these men, bro. It really is. It's dangerous. You know, so I mean, you know, like Christ taught, man, you know, whoever humble himself, right, shall be exalted, bro. The thing is, man, humility, brother. That's where a lot of us, man, we lack in, bro, is being humble. We don't want to be humble. We always want to, you know, be control, you know, be in control over people and, you know, and stuff like that, brother. Man, come on, man. Look, I thought all of us, brother, was supposed to be, you know, servants to one another, not mastering over each other, bro.
Right.
Just
Correct.
be servants to one another. Love one another. That's what Christ taught. He told his disciples, later his apostles, men should know you by the love that you have for one another. So, brother, hey, man, all I can do, man, is love you, Prince of Power. I can
That's
love your
it.
listening audience, brother, or any other brother. You know what I'm saying? But the key is, bro, just being humble, man. That's it. That's all I have to say, fam.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming up. And you made some excellent points there, man. That humility is key. That's one of the keys to the kingdom. That humility, we have to learn how to operate in that. And the love, you know, the love will come, man. The love definitely has to be there, but it's some steps we definitely can't ignore before we get there, you know, before we're given true love, and we'll know how to do that. You know, a lot of us don't know how to even do that. We don't know how to love each other and how to put, you know, and it says the greatest form of love if you laying down your life for your brother. And then you have another form, you know, the Leviticus 19:17 that we deal with, you know, not letting your sin, giving your, you know, not letting sin come upon your brother, rebuking them. Let me pull it real quick because I'm mutilating.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. And then after you finish, man, I want to go to First John, bro.
Leviticus 19:17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. You have that level, and then you have the greatest level, which is laying down your life for your brother. So, you know, it's, you know, correction is love. We got to know how to do, and accepting correction is love. And like you said, putting others first, man. You ain't gotta You ain't got to lord over nobody. You know, you don't have to,
Right.
you know, you don't have to, you know, be the cheese mo. Sometimes, you know, uplifting your brother, man. Sometimes giving your brother praises, understanding, you know, how to lift each other up, man, and carry each other's burdens. A lot of these things we have to love, we have to learn. And because we teach so much hate,
I know.
and
Right?
we can't express it, we're not taking the hate out. The only people we can express the hate on is our close ones, is our family and our and the people and our brothers close to us. And that's why we can't be
Yeah.
around each other too long. But you say you want to go to First John?
Yeah, brother. First John chapter 4, family. First John chapter 4 verses 15, brother.
I can read
You
for
want-
you.
Go ahead, family.
It says First John chapter 4 verse 15 or 14.
Yes. Start at verse 15, brother.
15. It says, and whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwelleth in him, and he in God. And we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Herein
Keep
is our
yeah. Keep
herein
reading,
is
brother.
our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. If any man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love how can he love God whom he have not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God loveth his brother also.
Yeah, bro. That's hey man, I appreciate that. That's that just leave it right there, brother. You know what I'm saying? I never met you or anything like that, bro. I'm seeing you on YouTube right now, but even though we never met in person, bro, I can't walk around hating you, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause see, even though I watch your videos and everything, man, bro, I discern your spirit, man. Every time you drop a video, I be discerning your spirit, brother Prince of Power. And I could tell, man, that you really do fear the most high God, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
Uh,
hey man, only thing I want to say to you, man, keep up, man, doing what you're doing, bro. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, brother. You're doing a great work, bro.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. You do the same, brother. Excellent
Uh,
verse.
yeah.
Go ahead. You finna say something?
Nah, brother. That's all I wanted to say, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
I will do. Y'all willing, will do. I
All right, family.
appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Shalom. All right, excellent build with the brother, man, and Sick'em Dog, brother Gabe, bring out some good points. Especially that love, man, is vital. Vital that we do that, and if we can't do that, how can we say that we love God? How can we say we love the Father who we ain't seen? How can we say we love Christ if we not loving our brother? We're not displaying that, and that should be one of the things they should see. They shouldn't correlate Hebrew Israelites to hate. They should see us and say, man, look how much they love each other. Look how much those brothers love each other. Look how much those sisters love each other. They're not envious. They're not jealous. Look how much them families, how much loving their families are. And that's things we have to work on. But we have to first discern that we do have an issue. We do have an issue with the lack of love in our communities. Let me say here. read a couple comments. I agree with them. Doing great, Prince of Power. We need your balanced voice. The water. I see people be trying to scoff the brother, but I believe he comes in good intent. Our people just like drama. It is what it is. They want to be like the oppressor. And it is good intent. Like I say, I know majority of the people that if I do a video on them, you know, even when I did the video on y'all, you know, I know these brothers. I had these brothers' numbers and so forth. But it's just doctrine for me. It's not nothing personal. And I'm not telling nobody to leave no camp or for doctrinal reasons, because doctrine could be, if we have the right humility, doctrine can be fixed. If we can just have an open mind and say, you know what, that just don't look right. But a lot of times our pride get in the way. But doctrinal issues can always be worked out if we have a level of humility. And that's why Christ always talks about, you know, that leaven of the Pharisees and pride, you know, puffing up and so forth. Let me go back to this video. We'll play a little more of this, and then we'll see how, like, again, this is the Christian's perspective. You know, this is the point where he felt that he was going, you know, getting off a little bit on Sakari. Brother is maybe a little impatient, but it's a zeal. He didn't really get into the ad hominem attacks and nothing that. So it was a decent bill for what it was.
Matthew,
Go to Romans verse 7.
I
Go
explained
to verse 7, verse 7. Go to Romans verse 7, verse 7. And
I
read
did.
It.
I broke it down.
Read it again. And then you didn't explain what verse 1 means.
No, I did.
You didn't explain what verse 1 means. Time being bound.
Let me
And what
explain.
do? And it's like I asked you a question, right? In America, you can divorce with your woman at any time, right?
Correct,
But it literally just said, let me finish. It literally just said
let you finish.
that she can't leave
Hold on.
unless her husband died.
Right.
That's not in America. So where is it talking about? Where is that law at?
Wait.
No, that's a good question.
Can I explain?
Where is that law at? Because in America, you can divorce your woman. You can marry her at 12 a.m., right?
Wait,
And you can divorce her at 1 a.m.
wait.
Where does that law come from? The law comes from the first 5 books of the Bible.
Wait.
Can we talk
Let me
for a
explain.
second?
I'm not listening.
wait.
You just asked the question. He about to
He's trying to
answer.
talk.
He about to answer.
That's not him. How do I answer your question?
On top of that, the brother has other people that are kind of getting involved. I'm gonna tell you too something about dialogue. You can lower your voice. When you lower your voice, I've learned, you know, but you have to go through it. When you lower your voice, they'll lower. You can talk to somebody and you start whispering, they'll start whispering. You know, but if you start speaking, they're gonna match your intensity. They're gonna match you. If you calm, they're gonna be calm. But you kind of gotta this skills that you have to develop in doing this. You have to continue to do this until that actually develops.
Can you listen when you keep talking
Oh
over
my
us?
God. Yo, man, you getting it though. I'm answering the questions, bro.
Can I explain what you just said? Can I give an explanation?
Answer the question. I'm asking you, how can America, right? In America, you can divorce a woman whenever, right?
Wait.
So what law is he talking about?
Wait, okay, so can I explain without you interrupting?
Bro, we did that already.
Yo,
Put the mic down already.
okay, all right. Let me.
put the mic down.
Wait, everybody be quiet. I'm gonna explain. First of all, for you to ask a question that was written in a different century in the eastern part of the world is automatically out of contextualization. Because wait. Can I finish? In Jesus' culture, right, in the first and second century, when a husband dies, that woman is released from her husband in the Jewish culture. So he's using contextual clues in that particular time. He said, in the same way you are bound, you are married to the law.
Right.
But once you have died to the law, you are married to another. Who is that another? Wait, let me explain. That other is the one who died on behalf of you, who kept the law perfectly because you couldn't keep it. And when you accept Jesus Christ in your life as a personal Savior, you are dead to the law, and now you have a new covenant in Jesus. That's what he means.
That's what he's talking
So,
about.
okay. But from from all the babbling that you just did, right?
No, that's not
No,
babbling.
but you
No. I'm about to say that. I'm about to say that. You know why? Because
But you don't have to disrespect
so are you
that man
saying?
like that,
Are you saying?
No.
Are you saying Christ was saying something different than what Paul said? That
No.
the woman didn't.
But bro, you don't gotta disrespect that man like
Come on,
that,
stop
bro.
being emotional. Stop being emotional. Come on.
Bro, don't say it's babble, bro. We disrespect you like that, bro.
Let me explain it to you.
You don't gotta call it babble, bro.
Listen.
Absolutely, Florida Rican people will mirror your energy, and that's some of the things you have to be. That's not taught. We're taught what to say. We're not taught how to say it. We done got into some stuff because of stuff. Guns pulled out on us. I remember one brother tried to say, man, why you let your woman come out like that? And he said it in such a way another brother got offended that wasn't even with her. And he like, man, y'all here at night, man, we gonna, he pretty much, threatening to take our lives. Another brother, we was on Counter Road and brother was teaching. Brother had on some kind of medallion or something. He said, this is who he trusts. He trusted his medallion and kissed it or something like that. And brother was like, man, why are you trusting in that? That ain't nothing but a woo. And then it spurred up another demon next to that was sitting down, hadn't said nothing. And man, we end up close to calling the police on him, and we end up just having to leave. He started throwing rocks at us, all kind of foolishness. But it may have been avoided. Like when we came back, we was like, you know what? When the brother said that he didn't want to hear it and he was just mopping off, he was having a bad day, we should have just left it alone. But you have to have those because we're not teaching that. And it takes a certain level of experience to teach it. You see these things end up happening. But then on the flip side, some people like that. Some people love to put that because it's good content. It's good content. So they like to be out there and they ready for it. They'd rather put the guns around their neck and be prepared to be swinging on people and so forth. But that's what get us. Sometimes our mouth gets us in that. And, I know brothers can contest to that and say, you know what, man, sometimes, I just shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said it in that tone. And I should have just let that person leave. But when you see those spirits jump down, sometimes it be because of our tone. Very important. The tone is very important, man, when you out there and you're trying to, do street ministry.
You're a follower of Christ, right? What does a follower of Christ mean? You got to follow his footsteps, right? Christ followed the laws of Moses. So why are you not following the laws of Moses?
He did that to fulfill it for us, bro. Because you can't keep that law perfectly.
Then you're not a follower of Christ. Because how do you follow somebody? By literally doing what they did. But you're not doing that. Oh my God. Then why did Christ tell us to be perfect? Why in Philippians 4:13 it says we can do anything in the strength of Christ? So this brother don't believe in that scripture.
He about to explain it.
No.
He about to explain it. You don't want to.
And Shalakia Smash Idol, I know you said you was you running really New Testament, but and I agree with you with BOW. Those brothers are extremely there are some good brothers there. And they have a good report. That leadership has a good report over there. But I don't think Paul there, when he was talking about he was lying, it was dealing with him not accepting certain things from the church, not accepting certain help from them so that he can glory. But we can look into it if you want to.
You don't want the explanation?
I'll explain it.
You don't want the explanation?
I do.
Okay, let him explain.
I'm here to answer all your questions.
When you ask the question, are you going to allow him to give answer?
Can I answer?
Let him answer
the question?
Answer the question.
Thank you. I'm not gonna speak over you, bro. You gonna ask the
You
question.
did it already.
No. You gonna ask the question.
You got the mic too, remember?
You gonna ask the question.
not even on the mic.
Wait. You gonna ask the question.
We've been answering.
You gonna ask the question, and I'm gonna answer the question. Right. Nobody's fault. Right. When the Christian says that we are dead to the law, No, then you're not answering my question. I'm about to answer.
You're not. I said, how are you a follower of Christ and you're not following what Christ is doing? Laws and Moses. And he literally said to be perfect, and we can do anything in the strength of Christ.
I have an idea.
Why are you not doing that?
I have an idea.
Answer that question.
Wait.
Why are you not doing that?
What's your name, bro?
Why are you running around in circles?
Now you got the mic. Let him answer.
I don't have the mic. When was I on the mic?
Hey, bro. What's your name?
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Hey.
And that's why I can't be but one speak.
Hey, bro. What's your name? I have an idea, which might help us. After I get done with my point, and you say, man, he got done with his whole point and didn't answer my question, then you hold me accountable. But in the first 5 seconds, and you say, I didn't answer your question, that's not fair to me.
We didn't do that, so let's not do that.
Yeah, you did.
You just
doing it now. Let's do it. Let's do it now.
All right, let's just run it. Let's run this new way.
As soon as I talk, you try to answer your question. You're gonna give me time.
We finna do it now.
Wait.
Okay, let's just do it. Let's start over.
Let me just explain to you.
Brand new.
When the Christian says that we are not bound by the law, what we are not saying. Wait. Let me say this. Let me finish. What we are not saying is that we are lawless people. I keep the law. And so I don't commit fornication. I don't commit adultery. I don't do all of these things, right? Because I'm a Christian. I keep the law. It is the difference between keeping the law and keeping the law in order to be made righteous.
There it is.
That is the difference.
There it is.
Let me break it down to you.
There it is.
I don't keep the law to be made righteous.
Correct.
I keep the law because I have been made righteous.
Right, by
It's
Christ.
the difference. And that's what you don't understand.
Right.
When Jesus Christ came into our life as our personal Savior, He empowers us to keep the law. And so me keeping the law is not me trying to be made righteous.
Correct.
It's evidence. Wait. Let me finish.
I want you to say that.
Wait.
Fair?
No. Wait.
Let's be.
No, let me explain.
Let me
explain.
He literally said
No. Let me explain. Let me explain. Me keeping the law. Wait.
He didn't even answer my question.
No,
He's about to.
He literally just said.
I didn't get done with my point.
Patience, bro.
Me keeping the
Patience.
law
Fruit of
is
Spirit.
it's not because I'm trying to be made righteous. Me keeping the law is evidence that I'm being made righteous. It's evidence that I'm being made righteous. Me keeping the law is worship. And so what happens is when somebody accepts Jesus Christ in their person as their personal Savior, He empowers us to live holy, right? And so this is the reason why Jesus came on your behalf, right? Because the problem was never the law. The problem was that we, you, and nobody in this world wasn't good enough to keep it. And so somebody had to come and keep it perfectly on your behalf. And so when you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, who kept the law perfectly for you,
So nobody's
He empowers you.
Literally, like, you're on camera
I'm
and
not
you're lying
lying.
on the
And he kind of cut it there. And so he kind of gave he kind of gave the gospel for the most part. And after that he said, nobody can keep it. And of course, we gonna go to Zacharias and is it Zacharias and Elizabeth? Where they were blameless. They were blameless in the Lord. So brothers to do that, but you have to understand that that they will do that they're going to use those examples to say that they are, to go against the fact that the scripture says that all has fallen short. So you can be blameless, but all have fallen short. There's certain things to get atoned for, but everybody's falling short, and nobody can get in on their own merit. And then even after that, I guess Zacharias end up, not really believing and mocking the angel, and end up, pretty much getting cursed where he couldn't speak until the child was born. But that's all I have for y'all, man. If y'all ain't have anything else, I'll put the link out there again if anybody has any questions or anybody want to go over thing again. Salute to Sick'em Dog for stopping in, showing love, man, and bringing out some great points and some history, dealing with some One West Israelite brothers, but also bringing out the point that, man, some of this stuff is some of this stuff is vexing us, man. Some of this stuff, some of these fightings and some of these inner workings and these schisms are vexing the little ones, man. And that's what I talk about too, man. You know, when I was talking about that nobody wins when the family feuds. I was talking about that Jay-Z line, man, when we're feuding out here and going back and forth, and then we getting messy with it and putting out personal business and putting out some of our personal history that we was dealing with. You know, those things can vex the little children, man, can vex those sheep that are just coming in to you know, make them go astray. But I don't have anything else. Let me look at this chat here. That'll be a good bill. Smash item. And Smash, you know, appreciate you being around. We can definitely chop it up. Let's reprove those. So salute, fam. All right, man. Salute everybody, man. I appreciate y'all stopping in. And all praise to the Most High. We made it through this live. My signal is looking repulsive. And I was asking you to make some end times content. I can give you my eschatology or my eschatological viewpoint. I don't like to speculate so much. I know a lot of brothers do a lot of speculation with the end times and how those things are going to roll out. I kind of mostly will try to just give a timeline of, you know, I think A, B, C, D, E, F, G is going to happen. Not so much more of how exactly that's going to look. You know, I don't have to. My faith doesn't have to have the chariots be spaceships. If the chariots, whatever's flying, whatever comes in flying, like I don't need the lake to be the nuclear warfare. If it's nukes, it's nukes. But you know, he didn't need nukes for Sodom and Gomorrah. But I'll just give the timeline, and then you know, whatever you want to you want to put there, and you want to figure out what that is or what we gonna get delivered back in, you can put those things there. But I'll just lay out my end time timeline, and then we can discuss it. And if there's anything that we have any issues with, and I'll show you my methodology and why I see these things. But I do believe in the millennial reign, and that's one of the things we'll have to establish when we going into eschatology. Does one believe in a millennial reign? Is one pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib? But me being a millennial, believing in a millennial reign, I put a lot of verses that are dealing with. I'm gonna just give you this, and then we'll get back to it another time. With the eternal kingdom, like in Revelations 20, I think it's 22. Is it 22, 21, 22? Hold on. Let me see real quick. Yeah, 21, 22. You know, I don't see a temple there. Revelations 22, 21, I don't see a temple. I don't see it say the sun and the moon don't have to shine because the glory of the Father will be there. So anything dealing with a temple, because I don't see it, says there will be no temple therein in the eternal kingdom. I place that. Anything dealing with a temple, I place it in the millennial reign. Anything dealing with sacrificing, I place it in the millennial reign. Because I know in the eternal kingdom there's going to be the tree of life and uncorruptible bodies. Anything that's dealing with death, and death, the enemy had been thrown in the lake of fire with hell. Anything dealing with death and people dying, I'm placing that into the millennial reign. You know, so in that reign of Christ. So that's my methodology. You know, that's kind of a little part of my methodology, how I interpret those things. And I do have a thesis on that I have to look into about visions and the difference between visions and when the prophets are actually hearing from the Lord and prophesying exactly what they heard versus visions, and then where we place those things eschatological. A lot of times the prophets, when they're receiving thus says the Lord, a lot of those things end up happening during their time. A lot of the visions are kind of played out later, end times type things that they see in visions. But a lot of times the stuff that they're getting directly from the Lord and he telling him to tell the people, a lot of those things end up being fulfilled during that particular time. And then maybe we can spiritualize it and modernize it later. I pray this thing was edifying. We'll see y'all on the next one. Grace and peace, everyone. Shalom.